Welcome back, friends, to Surviving the Daily. I hope everyone is surviving well. So this may be a bit of a weird flex, but I've seen a lot of flashlights and it takes quite a bit to get me excited over something new these days. And well, here we are. We have something new from Wurkkos and I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I am giddy with this flashlight here. So they sent this over to me a couple weeks ahead of release and I've been sitting on it for those 2 weeks and I just couldn't wait to show you guys this because this is an awesome flashlight. So this is going to be the Wurkkos HD02 and you may want to go grab a bowl of popcorn, you may want to grab a beer and sit down because we've got a lot to go over. So let's get into it. So normally I would go over everything that the box says, but we have time constraints and I will just show you guys, and if you want to pause the video you can do just that. We will go over everything that the box says, and there is a QR code in case you want to learn more. So here it is. Here is the Wurkkos HD02 quad beam, and yes, you heard that correctly. It is a quad beam flashlight, and we will get into that momentarily, but I do want to warn you one thing, that this is a beast of a flashlight. It is a heavy flashlight, very solid. This is not for EDCing, but what it is for camping. It is also for your tradespeople. It is for your if you're a mechanic, if you're an HVAC technician, if you are a plumber, even if you're a content creator. This has something for everyone because this is, again, a beast of a flashlight. Quad beams, remember that. But let's get into the specifics of the flashlight itself. So the casing itself is going to be made from an aviation grade aluminum alloy. It is IPX6 waterproof, has a 1 meter drop resistant rating. It's measuring out at 4.961 inches by, let's see, 1.614 inches wide and 1.027 inches thick, weighing in at a whopping 195 grams or 6.86 ounces. And I'm not quite sure if that's with or without the battery. We should measure that. Where is my, here we go. We have a scale for a reason. So that's grams, ounces. So 9.04 ounces with the battery. This is a beast of a flashlight. It does come with a 21700 battery. That's a 5000 milliamp battery. The battery is right in here. It is compatible with both flat top and button top batteries. It does come with a flat top battery. Do have a spring there. As you can tell, the bottom's magnetic. Here's another Wurkkos flashlight. See if we can see down the bottom. You do have a spring down the bottom as well as a spring on the cap. I mean, this is a solid piece of metal. And you can just see it. So as we're putting this in, a good time to mention, it does have reverse polarity protection. Also, while we're on the subject, it does have a boost driver offering constant current. So the USB port right here is a USB Type-C port, and it is bi-directional, offering a 5000 milliamp power bank. And the battery itself is going to offer a 140-hour runtime. It does have a charge indicator here in the middle of the button here, or the switch. So on the back side here, we do have a very stout pocket clip and kind of a hole in the middle here if you want to add a lanyard. Magnetic tail, and it is a very strong magnet, but it will fall if shook because it is, again, a very heavy flashlight. And one important thing to note, we do have a threaded hole here for a tripod. That is awesome. That is attention to detail right there. So this right here is what they are calling a hall switch. And I'm not quite sure what that reference is to, but it is a mode selector. So we go from the green laser to the flashlight to the UV. And again, that is just a selector. You have the button in the middle, which will turn it on and off and adjust the intensity of the light itself. So we are going to turn some lights off and try it out. So starting off, we're going to switch on over to the right here, and that's going to give us the green laser. That's a 520 nm green beam laser, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's Newton meters, 520 Newton meters. So I think anybody and everybody should own a green beam laser because they're just fun. We're going to turn that off, switch it all the way over to the left to the opposite direction, and that's going to give us the UV light. That's a 365 nm UV light, which offers two different levels, 0.8 watts and 3 watts. And that's the 0.8 watts. Press and hold, and that gives us the 3 watts. That is very bright for a UV light. Press and hold, we're back down to 0.8 watts, and quick press, we're off. Now for the fun. So this is going to be the flashlight. In low, it's 10 lumens, 140 hour runtime, 22 meter throw, and 125 candela. And it will ramp up to a grand total of 3,200 lumens. That is very bright, very warm on the hand this far away. After 1 minute, it will scale down to a total of 1,000 lumens, and that will run for an additional 105 minutes. It will, on turbo, give us a total of 330 meter throw, 27,175 candela. So there you have it, your three main modes, but you're probably still asking yourself, where is the fourth mode? It is a quad beam flashlight after all. Well, yes it is, and take a look at this. Look at that, isn't that awesome? That is your floodlight. This flashlight is like the Swiss Army knife of lights. It does just about everything and anything you can possibly think of it needing to do. So currently we are on low, which is 5 lumens, 145 hour runtime. This is a 6000K color temp. And then we can ramp this up to a whopping 300 lumens, and that is per light. And that's going to give us a 4-hour runtime. Look how bright that is, and that flash tells us that we are on high. It's going to give us a 23 meter throw and 130 candela. But maybe 6000K is not your shtick. You want a nice warm 3000K. Well, all we got to do is press and hold this light here, and we're going to ramp all the way to the opposite direction on the color spectrum, and we have 3000K. And it's on high, 250 lumen per side, and that's going to give us a 4-hour runtime, 20 meter throw, and 105 candela. But maybe that's too bright for you. We can ramp this back down to 5 lumens. Let's try that again. We're going to ramp this down to 5 lumens, and that's going to give us 145 hour runtime again. Look at that. Isn't that cool? We can manipulate this in any up and down direction we want. So make sure you stick around to the very end of this video. I will have some outdoor beam shots. If you are at all interested in this flashlight, I will leave a link down in the description for this, as well as a discount code. If you are interested in purchasing this, make sure you use that and use the link. And I want to thank Wurkkos for sending this out for us to take a look at. I greatly appreciate it. And most of all, I greatly appreciate you checking out this video. If you are at all interested in supporting this channel, the best thing you can do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below. But anyways, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.